So today I want to talk to you about a term that I consider to be hijacked in the spiritual community. And the term is to be in service. Many of you probably read the books related to the channeling of Ra. And in there's a really big campaign of promoting being in service to others, which it's a beautiful and honorable thing to do. But it is often being taken out of context, and it is distracting to the journey of knowing thyself and loving thyself, which is the journey that we came here to complete. So let me explain. I'm going to quote a couple of things from the Bible, but I'd like you not to look at the Bible in a religious way, but in more of a Gnostic, more of a experiential way, because this is how Jesus, he spoke in parables, and everything had a symbolic meaning. So going back to Jesus, he said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven," which means that's our number one objective in life. So we first must seek the kingdom of heaven. And then we also know that the kingdom is within. So we go within and we seek the kingdom of heaven, right? The Father is within. Knowing thyself is seeking within, which is what the Creator first did when he created this entire world. Wanted to know thyself, know himself, right? So you know yourself, the kingdom is within. Then you discover that you and the Father are one. And Jesus said it to you, ye are gods. In other words, we discover the God within. We discover that I and the God within are one. We discover that I am God, so are you, and so are you, and so are you. Okay? So then what is Jesus saying? Love thy Father with all thy mind, thy heart, thy soul. In other words, love the Creator. Love the Creator of the game with all that you have in you, because there's no other way. You must love the Creator because the Creator created you and created the entire universe. And then love thy neighbor like you love yourself. So now this is direct guidance saying that you can love your neighbor, but until you know how to love yourself, there's no way you're going to know how to love your neighbor. So the most important thing for you to do is to love yourself. But then when you love yourself and you find this unconditional true love for yourself, and you realize that I and my Father are one, and if I and my Father are one, everybody else and their Father are one, and there's only one Father, that means I and my neighbor are one. And if I and my neighbor are one, if I love myself, how can I not love my neighbor? And if I love myself, how can I not help my neighbor? How can I not be in service to my neighbor? So do you see how the term is hijacked? It's hijacked because people feel guilty when they focus on themselves, on loving themselves and giving themselves the love that they never received as children. Because when you give yourself the love that you never received as a child, you fulfill your prophecy. You bring yourself to a wholesome place of divine creation. This is something that was not given to you, and because it wasn't given to you, your entire life has been marked by this lack, by this limitation, by the belief that you're not good enough, that you're not going to accomplish this and that and the other. The moment you finally give yourself all that, then you actually do realize that you and the Creator are one, that you create your universe, you create your life, you are the music maker, you are the dreamer of dreams. All you have to do is to shift the way you think, change the package of beliefs that you carry within yourself, and then you change your life. And then, of course, you love everybody else around you. But you see, until you get to this stage, you cannot love somebody else. You cannot, 100%, you cannot love anybody else until you love yourself unconditionally. Because if you don't have it, how can you give it? How can you give something that you don't have? Give it to yourself so much that it overpours, that it comes out of you, that goes out of your pores. Give it to yourself so much. Don't be in service to anyone until you're in service to yourself. This is what the society wants you to do, to quickly go be in service. But you're not going to be able to be in service. Here's why. Because you're going to go and do things for others. And you're going to try to help them. And you're going to maybe help them, indeed. And then they're going to turn their back on you. And then you're going to feel frustrated and resentful, and you're going to feel like a martyr, and I've done this, and they've never done anything for me, and da da da. You tell me if I'm not right. Tell me how often you've done things for others and you never once held a grudge because you did it and you were not appreciated. So don't do it. Don't do it. You can't do it until you love them unconditionally. And you can't love them unconditionally until you love yourself unconditionally. It's really that simple. And therein lies, and you realize that being in service to others is the byproduct of self-love. You love yourself, you can serve others. You don't love yourself, forget about it. Remember, the society is not here to encourage you to merge with your source. Because once you realize who you truly are, and you realize who we all are, that we are all one and the same source energy, we are never born and we never die. Just our meat suits die. That's it. We don't die. You and I are immortals, eternal beings. Omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. When we realize in mass who we truly are, none of this programming will work anymore. And that's not going to work for a lot of people. But you and I, we're on to it. So we're not going to let it happen for us. And we're going to bring everybody else with us along the way. At least I will. So hang in there. I love you all. I love you, TikTok. I'm going to check out of this because there's only a few seconds left. I love you. Let me know if you have questions. Reach out. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. And more later.